I will introduce myself since Liz and I haven't interacted yet. My name is Nicole Darcy. I'm a virtual assistant agency owner and a homeschooling boy mom to five. So I'm pretty busy, and I was introduced to Trello from a client, and I fell in love with it. To me, it's like a bulletin board that you can take post-its and move them around, and it just works perfectly with my brain. So, should I share my screen?
Sure.
Let's see. We'll start with the pricing. Trello is a free tool. There are different pricing tiers, but you get quite a bit with the free membership. As you can see, unlimited cards, up to 10 boards per workspace, which is quite a lot. Unlimited power-ups, which we'll go over. Unlimited storage, uh, workspace commands, custom backgrounds and stickers. So you get quite a bit. I moved up to the standard version, which is $5 per month per user. And so make sure you understand if you invite anybody to your board, you will be paying for that person as well. But then you get unlimited boards. So that was really exciting for me. And I do see custom fields is only available for the pricing for the standard and up as well, which that was a question we had, Karen. So I will show you how to create a board. Go to my boards.
Maria's in, by the way.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have quite a few boards, and I have them for my clients. I have networking boards. I use them for home goal planning, and I'm also in boards for my clients they've created. So here is how you create a new board. And you can use a background image. They have a bunch of images to choose from, or colors, or you can also upload your own. When I create them for my clients, I'll put my logo as the background. And I don't know, I just like the little personal touch. So we'll make an example board here. Create. And now we have our blank screen. This is what we call a list, and you can create as many lists as you need on each board. So we'll make a few. One. And what's really neat about it too is you can just click and drag your lists in order of importance or urgency. So that's really helpful. On each list, you'll have what are called cards, and you can create as many as you want on each list. So you can have this one list be per project if you'd like. One, two, three. And you can also click and drag the cards around to other lists or in a different order, which is pretty helpful. You just click on it to open it. And this is your card. And here you can type in your description or any instructions or any notes that you'd like to keep track of. You can change the fonts and the look of it, create bullet lists, numbered lists, attachments, images. Um, as you can see, you can make a bunch of changes to your type font. And it is saved in real time, which is really nice if you have a team, so your team sees what you're doing right away. And if you forget to save, it will remind you and you can save it next time you're on. Uh, so there's so many things you can do with each card. You can add a team member. You can label your card. You can color code them, or you can even create your own label. If it's a homemaking board, you could put mom tasks and assign a color. And then you have your label that you can see when you close the card. You can create checklists. I really like this feature too. One and task, task, task. You can check off your items, and you can hide them if you want. I like to leave them so I can see what I've already accomplished. But this, and if it's a recurring task, you can just unclick it. You can assign a due date, a team member, convert it, convert to a card, or delete the task. Um, you can also assign a start date or a due date and set a reminder for yourself on each card, on each list, card, I'm sorry. Um, a- Attachments. You can apply a cover to your card. You can use a color. There's images, or again, upload your own image. And I will show you a completed board so you get more of a feel of what it looks like when it's completed. Any attachments? The custom field is nice. But like I said, it's with the paid version. They have suggested fields where you can create your own. I used I made a networking board and I've made custom fields so that when I look right at my board, I can see all of the names and contact information from the outside. You can select what kind of field it is.
Cindy, do you have a question?
I
So I've
do.
tried to unmute all you guys. Can you
Yeah,
guys
okay.
should be able to unmute yourselves now?
I've had stuff going on upstairs, so I muted myself before. So I kind of am confused with when you create, like when you have the board,
Mhm.
you are what we're seeing with all the tasks, is that a card? Like when you
This
talked
is,
about converting a task to a card, so I'm a little bit confused between task and card.
so this is your card
Like,
that's on top of your list. So if you wanted to change this card to, where did we see it?
So you can take your task and if all of a sudden you realize that task needs to be a standalone item, you can convert it to a card, which adds it to the list as its own independent card.
okay, so these really are.
Let's see. I clicked convert, and now we see over here it's created a new card with just that task. So if a project becomes involved and
Okay.
it will have more steps, you can make it its own card.
So project 2 is a list.
Mhm.
Yes. And the tasks here are cards. Probably should have used different names. It would be more
Yeah,
helpful.
I'm still, I don't know why I'm so confused by this.
Let's see if I add a sample item as a task, then I can go over here, convert to a card, and then on our list, it created a card for a sample item instead of just being on the checklist.
So I think when you think of the Trello board, it's like a bulletin board where you have all of your to-do lists stuck on it with all these little sticky notes. And then what you're doing with the list is you're taking the sticky notes that are all associated with the one project and putting them in a big row in a column.
Mm.
And then the next list is your next column. And you're taking all the, so you're basically kind of reorganizing based on the project
Mm-hmm.
that has to happen. And you're creating the steps or the items that have to be completed. Or the whole board is one big project and each one of your lists is like your milestone. And then each of the cards underneath the list are like the steps you're going to complete to get that milestone complete.
So when we see task 3, task 2, those
Those
are
are the
each
steps that you
card.
need to
Those are each
complete.
cards, right?
Yes, those are
Mhm.
cards. So
Okay.
these are like your post-its.
Okay.
So Cindy, when you think of Trello, what are you thinking that it might be able to help you with?
Life.
Life, yeah. Organization, right? Kind of. So
Yeah, I sort of resist. I resist these sorts of things, and I know I need to get more structured. Yeah,
I
with different.
actually listened to a podcast this morning about Trello, and it was from an employee there, and he said, "Are you is your tool helping you work, or is your work becoming using the tool?"
Mhm,
And
mhm.
that's what I loved about Trello because it is very simple. I've tried different CRMs, and it was so complicated. Where this way it's like impossible to mess it up.
So there will be a
Yeah.
learning curve,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Where you become comfortable because I tried Trello likely 6 or 7 years ago,
Mhm.
and I gave up after like a week because
Really?
it was overwhelming. And then I
Mhm.
tried Asana, and that was even worse because I
Mhm.
think, Cindy, I was kind of where you're at, right? Like I was resistant to everything being so like
Regimented.
technology dependent,
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
then about a year ago, I'm like, I have too much going on. Like I need something. And I went back to Trello, and then it was like within a week, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know why I didn't just stick with it."
Mhm. And it is truly much harder to start on a blank canvas because you feel like you're just creating this system that you don't even understand how it works.
Right.
So, so I will show you a completed board so you can kind of see, get more of a feel for the flow and how it works.
Mhm.
Uh, so we were here, power ups. I did learn this morning that you have two two power ups available on the free version, which are calendar integrations. You can integrate it with your iOS calendar, a Google Calendar, and then all of your tasks will show up there for you. And then upvoting or downvoting, that's more for teams. If you have team ideas that are posted and nobody likes it or everybody likes it, you can upvote or downvote that. There's also card aging. If you have a card on your board that's been unused for quite a while, you can use that integration or remind you, and you can get rid of it or convert it to action. And it is open to third-party developers to create power-ups, which I learned, which I thought was pretty cool. But there's different integrations here. The rest of them do cost money, but you can include Slack. So it'll be integrated with your Slack, with your team. There are so many different categories. And Karen actually uses some integrations. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this is where like using Trello on my own was likely like I'm like, why, like, okay, what am I doing?
Mhm.
Why am I putting it here when I'm right? And so it was like that learning curve. And
Mhm.
then once I started bringing on team members and I realized I can invite clients and have their own boards, just kind of like what Nicole was talking about, it became it became a lot more of that aha moment of
Mhm.
this is a really a powerful tool that I likely am not even fully using. But so I have Slack integrated and I have the Google Drive integrated. And then I also use a CRM power up called Crumble. And so basically, like right now, I actually figured it out last night where when I make a change to a card on our shared board with Ariana, that it automatically will say to Slack, like, here, this is what happened over on the Trello board. And so
Mhm.
she can be on Slack channel and get all these updates of what I'm making changes to and vice versa.
Mhm.
We also have it integrated with the Google Drive where as members join, so all of you answered the questions when you came in. So if you said yes, you wanted to reach out and have me speak with you, we track that, right? So that way between Ariana and I, we're reaching out and connecting with you guys. So she'll put a note in there and it updates the Trello board for that member's information. And so then if we make a change there, it'll communicate it back to the Google Drive, Google Sheet as well. So it becomes this instantaneous sharing of communication where within a team or within a client, it becomes really helpful because they can see real live what you're making changes to.
Mhm.
What exactly is Slack? Is it like a WhatsApp or something like that? Like what is?
So it took me a long time to get on board with it too. I likely didn't start using it until May of last year. And it's a communication tool where you can have a channel where you're sharing information. There's, companies have channels where they can instantaneously share information to all their followers. So if we use Nike as an example, they'll have Slack boards that are specifically for the public to join, where they can get information directly from the company. They'll have Slack channels between team members. So each department will have their own team channel where they can communicate
Mhm.
instantaneously. So something like I will be using it with my clients as well. Once I kind of get my channels figured out, that this will be where I'll communicate with one specific client and we can add pieces to it.
Mhm.
And so it's just really it becomes this communication tool that's just you can collaborate instantly and it's just really helpful instead of text messages or Facebook messages,
Mhm. I
right?
think
So it kind
it's
of streamlines.
I think it's similar to the new Skype, how Skype is working.
Oh,
Um,
okay, so I haven't
Cindy
used
and I
Skype
have
in
used
years.
that. Yeah, it's changed a lot. And
Okay,
what I looked at, I played around with Slack a little bit, but I couldn't justify the group team cost.
yeah,
So we started using Skype, and it seemed very similar now, the
yeah.
way it works.
I'll have to look at Skype and see. Yeah, I haven't seen Skype. So those are the power-ups that we use internally and it seems to be working really well for us. Like it's really allowed us
Mhm.
to especially with Crumble power up where it also will track like all sorts of information. So not
Mhm.
just, what they're doing regarding like, being in the Facebook group or on the membership site, but just other internal things that we can be communicating about clients as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, this is where all these power ups is where it becomes this huge, powerful tool that once
Mhm.
you know the pieces that work for you.
Mhm. And definitely, it is useful without the power-ups. In the beginning, I just used it as my brain dump keeper.
Mhm.
So once I do my brain dump, then I can organize them into categories. And that's how I started because I'm a big proponent of brain dumps.
Um, so Maria and Sherry, do you guys have any questions? I know you
I
guys
have
kind of
one.
came in a little bit later, and I've unmuted everybody, so you guys can unmute and
Mhm.
start chatting.
I have one. How do you delete an item or remove
Delete.
it?
Did you want to delete a card?
Like when
Or
you're adding a card on the project
Mhm.
and you notice you made a mistake or you want to change it out for something else or you're done with it and you want to remove it. How do you do that? Because
You
I can figure
can
that out.
go to the bottom of your card here and archive, delete. I have my camera for it. You can send it to a different board, delete it, the card entirely if you'd like down here. Okay. And here's
Okay.
also you can move your card, copy it. You can make it a template. So if you have an entire project that you do it the first of every month, you can just create a template and then you have your card all set up, but with just what you need to know for the first every month, if
Okay,
that makes
that's the part that I wasn't figuring it out. I did not open it all up.
Yeah, it's intimidating. Um, but what I like about it is other than deleting it, it's really hard to mess it up. That's what I loved about it so much.
'Cause
It's very forgiving.
Yes.
I kind of go both ways. I kind of go digital And then I go paper as well
Yes,
for
I do
both.
that too. I do that too. You can
Yeah.
also share your board, share a link so someone can join, or you can print your board, which I did figure out, just so you know what it looks like. It does take quite a bit of paper, but and then there are automations. Move your card, copy your card, add a label, join a card, set due date or start date, mark due date, remove, sort your list. Um, didn't you say you used an automation, Karen?
Yeah, so the automation is with the Google Drive and
Mhm.
Slack. But we just started using the checklist as well. And when you create a checklist and then you go to a different card, you can actually use the same checklist from another card and keep
Oh,
reusing it. So you
awesome.
don't have to recreate the same checklist over and over. You can either create it as like save it as a template, which I haven't
Hmm.
done,
Same
but
here.
I just go in and add the checklist from a different card.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is animation used for, or automation used for?
Say that again,
She,
Maria, sorry.
What is automation used for?
So the automation is between Slack and Trello, and then the automation between Trello and Google Drive, the Google Sheet that we use to keep track of certain information. So,
Mhm.
so our chain of communication with members starts in the Google Drive and the Google Sheet. And from there, it automatically, when we enter information, like the new member into that spreadsheet, it automatically updates Trello. And once it updates Trello, then Trello updates Slack.
Okay,
So we only have to enter the information once, but it gets updated in all 3 locations.
that's pretty cool. Mhm.
Uh,
uh, on your card, you'll also see the activity. So that's
Mhm.
very helpful if you have a team member. It will show in order what changes have been made. And you'll also get notifications over here that will show you on any of your boards, any changes that anybody else has made so that you're always updated on that. Did anybody have any other questions so far?
So you guys have capability of sharing your screens as
Mhm.
well. So if you want Nicole to kind of walk you through your own board, you're more than welcome to do that.
Mhm.
We've made sure we have enough time that we can kind of help you guys walk through some of the setups.
Are you doing practice here? Is what we're doing? I'm sorry I joined late.
Yes,
That's okay.
that's
Yeah, yeah. No.
okay.
So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So if you
Oh,
want
awesome.
to, like, if you have a Trello board that you're going, I'm kind of stuck with how to do this, we can actually, I've set it up where like Nicole can have her board shared and you can have your screen shared, and she can kind of walk you through and you mimic her movements, but you can see each other's screens.
Okay. So should I step offline and like step aside and create a Trello account, like a free trial account or something like that? Is that how it works?
It is
Um,
free to start.
Yeah, do you
And
want to show her where, go back to that screen that you
sure,
had up at the beginning and show her kind of the different price points?
here we go. There is a free version and you get up to 10 free boards, unlimited cards, unlimited power-up storage, and that could last you quite a while. I only had to move up to the paid version to get the unlimited boards because I decided to go crazy and use it in every aspect that I could. So if you want to set that up, I
Mhm.
can walk you through creating your board.
Okay. Is this used as a CRM or just for project management? Is it a combination of all of those?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
especially with the power-ups and the automation, it can be a really powerful tool.
Okay. Interesting. All right. All right. I'll learn as I go.
Okay. I'll show you completed board, just so you kind of get a better feel for what it looks like. This is my Busy Mama's home organization plan. And I have my meal plan here, put a little cover on it, separated the days with a colored cover, and I can just change what we're having every day. Daily chores. I have
Impressive.
I have a label here for son's tasks. Weekly chores, monthly chores, any projects that I'd like to do so that I can,
So then I'm guessing you have your family set up as team members so they can see all this as well.
yes. And I can keep my grocery list in here, any important links or passwords. And I will be giving you all a copy of this board as a gift for joining today. So you can play with it, and you don't have to worry about messing up your own work. But honestly, it's pretty, the way this one is set up, it's pretty simple. You just enter your breakfast plan. There are no power-ups or anything on this particular board, so you can add those as you get to playing with it.
So the other thing I think as well, I don't know, like this is like their mobile app
Yes. And then
is
the
really amazing now. Like it wasn't like that
Mhm,
obviously before. So I think that's kind of what sold me this last time is now with their mobile app, I
mhm.
can, if I'm not home or for whatever reason, I can update something on my mobile and I don't
Yes,
have to worry about being just on my laptop anymore.
they do have an app for Android, iOS, tablets, and PC app as well. I
Mhm.
love the PC app. So,
Mhm.
did anybody want me to walk you through setting anything up or any questions?
I'm just on Trello right now. Um, I question for you just with your meal planning thing.
Hmm.
Is it, can it connect to a shopping list so that you've planned your meals and then you know what you need to be shopping for?
Hmm. That's a good
I
question.
thought I saw you had a shopping list
I
somewhere.
do have a shopping list here.
Did
I
you just
have it
do it
set up to
manually?
manually. I did it manually, but that would be a good project for me to figure out. I will look into that and let you
Like, I
know.
know that they might be two, like two, not different, like on the same board, but two different
I think what you could
integrating,
do
internal integration is what I'm trying to get at.
is if you put your recipe in,
Mhm.
then you could create a card out of let's see, checklist. If you put the ingredients on a checklist, then you can make it into a card for your shopping list. I'd have to think on that a little more. I'm sure there's a way to
I'm
automate
just
that.
searching on my phone if I can find a Trello power up for shopping.
Mhm.
Because I can't imagine, you know who and you know him.
Mhm.
Because I have one sitting beside me, so I don't want to say their name. That they haven't already done some sort of integration,
Mhm.
hey, so and so, add this to my shopping list. And it's connected to your Trello board,
Mhm.
right?
So
Or
your
vice
Alexa
versa.
or your
There,
Siri.
there
Yeah.
is a Trello management team project one.
Oh,
Ooh.
I typed in
Okay.
shopping app for Trello, and that one came
okay.
up.
That
So there
is
is
cool.
one. Excellent.
I don't know if it does the shopping, but I mean,
Or the paying.
Yeah. It's always easier to shop with the list than without one.
Yes.
right, right.
I
Mhm.
will definitely look into that because I love to give this as a gift to new users. It is daunting to open a new board and there's nothing there. It's like, what do I
Mhm.
have to build now? How do I build this?
Yeah. How
So
you
that's
making out,
how
Sherry? How are you
Sorry,
making
what was your
out?
question, Karen?
That's okay. How are you making out?
Yeah, I pulled up their website just to look at all the tools that are available. I'm looking to see if they would actually have the needs I have for my business.
Okay.
Um, if not, maybe I can use it for meal planning.
Yeah.
Um, so a quick meal planning question. Like I've got a set group of the common recipes in my head,
Mhm.
and can I have them like somewhere, and then I can just each month like move them to their date, for example? Is that a
Yes.
function?
Let me show you this is a template that I use, but let me show you my personal one that I use for my house. It's a little bit different. I have my kids in the background. On the bottom I have a rotation. I just keep everything in there. So I decide we want to have burgers on Wednesday. I can just move it up to Wednesday and then move I'm sorry if I did that too fast, but you can just click and drag it to the day that you'd like if you always have a rotation.
So, Nicole, could you do just a board with recipes? So then you
Yes.
could have like a list for vegan, a list for beef, a list
Hmm.
for pork recipes type things, and then copy from the board the card for, say, your Swiss steak to the home management board.
Yes.
So
That's
then you're not,
brilliant. Yes. You
okay.
could do that. And you can also print your card. So if you have your recipes on a card and you want to print it to go and make the recipe, you could do that easily there.
Okay.
Or if you could just put the link for the recipe in there. I have boards with just a list of recipes and websites there.
Okay.
I also use it for social media planning. I'll give you a sneak peek. This is from my work.
Hey, Nicole, could you
Yes.
use the Trello board as a widget?
I'm not sure. How would you go about, like, what would you be using it for?
Like
Like a
just to have
widget?
a widget on your yeah, like a main screen for
Oh,
your
I
phone.
haven't thought about that. I can look at that. Let's see.
What was the
Widgets.
question?
It's if you could use a widget. I'm not sure if they have them on iPhones, but it's like for your weather, it'll show your weather in your town.
Yeah,
Mm,
That's
it's
called a
like
widget.
like you see how I have on my phone, different
Yeah.
little widgets, like a sticky note
They
widget.
do. They do have them available on Android, which
Okay,
is pretty cool.
okay. Oh, that's
and that way,
something to look at.
Yeah.
and that
Not
way
that I
you
need
can take
more stuff on my home screen.
right. But at least that way you can take it with you, and it's right there. She knows goes into the app.
Mhm.
Hmm. This is my board for my networking group. I have my business bestie. So this way we can share our ideas. I just brain dump all of our post ideas here with whatever image I would use for the post. And then I can put in a description if I'd like. And then if you actually want to make it a plan and not just ideas, you can map it out on your Trello lists.
Hmm.
So have a list for, a weekly list, Monday through Friday in one list. And then you can kind of map it out that way. And it's nice because then you can move it rather than, writing everything out.
And I believe, I haven't dived into this very much yet, but I believe there is an automation that you can set up that when a certain action happens uh, on that card, it automatically gets moved to another list.
Hmm.
Ooh,
So
that would be
there
really
is some
helpful.
sort of, I haven't looked into it fully yet
Mhm.
because it kind of makes me nervous if I click something by accident and then it goes to some
Mhm.
place that I haven't realized where it's supposed to go. So, but I do believe there is some sort of automation, but to your point, Nicole, earlier, it might be a feature for like the higher paid versions.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, um, yeah.
There is a market for these too. I think it's the next tier up than I pay for. You can create a board, make it a template, and then sell that on Etsy or something like that. This was, let's see, for Christmas, we were doing printables. So we would list all the printables that we wanted. And then as we'd create the printable, we would open the card and put the link on. Since there were two of us working. And then once they were all done, they were together, we could just post them on social media each day. Of course, my internet is slow now. But I wanted to give you guys some examples of finished boards because it is daunting to look at a blank board and be like, what am I even supposed to do with this? But start small, just start maybe just putting your daily tasks. Oh, there we go. Does anybody have any questions?
I
Sherry,
have,
were you able to get it loaded?
I was watching the demo. Um, so let's see. I had so many questions now, just I'm trying to sort through them all. Are there can you create client forms? I'm calling them apps, I forget what they called them, where you add the
Hmm.
extras.
The
So looking
power-ups?
for power-ups, thank you. I'm wondering if they have client forms, the email integration, if it includes timing, like you do things
Let's
ahead of time
see.
to be sent out at a certain time that you pre-select.
So
Hmm.
I have added the MailChimp power up, but it's not as powerful as I'd like it. So it's one of those things that I'll leave it and I won't use it yet unless I need to send out a one-on-one email. But I do know with the Crumble power up, which is a CRM, that you can house all of the information for your client into that card. And you can then from there use your, whatever. And I know that MailChimp isn't the only one. Like I think there might be Constant Contact and another email company that has power ups that you can then use that connection to send them one of your email templates, but
Mhm.
it's only like a one-to-one. So like I could say, Sherry, pull up an email directly to you, but I couldn't do like a mass email to the contacts, or I couldn't invoke like a journey. Like I couldn't kind of automatically put you into this drip journey,
Like a sequence.
like a sequence.
I looked at the power ups and typed in form. If we look at jot form, uh, you can create forms and enable the power up to use the features right from your Trello card. So it looks like the information will go right to Trello there if you integrated it. I hope that answers your question.
well, I have my Trello up and I'm not sure what to do.
Did
Like
you
I
want to
have,
share your screen and I can walk you through it?
okay,
Stop.
okay. So I guess I would be looking at, like the one down there was something that was shared with me by somebody else, which I haven't used. Um, so this says Cindy Snyder's workspace. I figured out how to put a picture in there. But then what do I do from here? Like, do I,
You can, if you'd like to create a new board, you would go towards the bottom
oh,
where it says your boards
um,
on the right a little bit. Go down
this
there.
is,
Yeah,
this is as far down as I can go.
yeah, that's it. That's where you'd
Oh,
create a
oh,
new
so this
board.
is where I would create a new one. But what is this Cindy Snyder's workspace? Is that
Um,
supposedly what I'm in?
your workspace is all of your boards together. So
Okay.
for example, I'm a part of a client's workspace.
Yeah.
So she had to add me to her workspace to view her boards. So this way
It's
you
kind of
know
like
what
your
your yours.
office, right?
Yes.
So So the
collection
Trello
of
workspace is
boards.
your office space.
Mhm.
And then you're
Okay.
going to have different boards, which will be your different projects,
Mhm.
Okay, so
so to speak.
I'll set this one up for my husband's business that I do some work on. And so I just click, it should say workspace.
So that means only your workspace or anyone you invite into your workspace can see it.
Okay, and what does private, is private
Um,
only board?
Private is for you only,
mhm,
unless you share it.
mhm.
So
All
anybody,
members.
yeah,
Can see. So I guess really, does it matter how I set it up? Like, I mean, there's really just me using this right now.
I would likely
No.
for this purpose, I would likely just do private.
Okay,
Yeah.
then create. Or should I have started with a template? Oh, well,
Oh, no.
right.
So you have your blank board and this is your first list here.
So it automatically comes up that way. Okay.
Mhm.
So what should go on the list again?
You
Like-
could have a list be a project if there's many steps, or it
So
could
Cindy,
be
what
an
is your
inventory
husband's
list.
business?
it's a wine importing agency. So for example, one of the tasks I'm working on is creating sell sheets for each product that he has that will then uh, be on his website, or somebody could find it on his website.
So then it might be, you might say the list is it going to be one sell sheet for all of the distributors? It's going to be
Oh,
unique.
sorry, he is
I'm sorry. My phone went off.
okay. Like I'm creating a sell sheet for each wine product.
Mhm.
Okay. So then I would likely make this list sell sheets. And then each card will be for each product.
Mhm.
But
And then, so now under add card. So where you have, yeah, so add
Mhm.
card. What's one of the wine products?
3404.
Perfect. Yep. So put that in as the name of the card.
Okay, so but then what am I going to be doing with this? Like why, like if I complete it, then I check it off here? Is that what you're saying?
You could put a link to it
Yep.
in there.
Or
could
you
put
can
in-
have this list as sell sheets to be done. And then the other
Mhm.
list is sell sheets completed. So then when 3404 sell sheet is done, you move it from this list over to the completed list.
Okay.
So then that way, you know, this list is all the open cell sheets you still have to complete.
Okay. Okay.
And so then when your husband says, well, what cell sheets are ready for the next step to be added to the website, et cetera, you can
Mhm.
say this list right here.
I guess the other thing is there are certain, like he's going to need to look at them to do some edits and approval. So if I could get him to be a member of this workspace, then maybe I could link. Right
Mhm.
now, I've created these cell sheets in Word on my computer. I thought about maybe switching to Google Docs better.
Yeah.
Do you know if you've got something in Word, if you can just bring it into Google Docs, or do you have to redo it?
You can
would have-
upload it.
You can bring it in.
Yeah, you could upload it, but I think, Nicole, you can correct me based on your experience. You'd upload it, but then he would have to download it to be able to edit or change or comment.
Hmm.
Where I think with the
Oh, I
Google
don't want to.
Docs, it's a live link where he sees the live document, he makes whatever changes, and it's instantaneous for you to see when you go to it.
Mhm.
What I want to know is if I've already created some in Word, if I can kind of, do I need to, like, I don't want to recreate them. How do
Mhm.
I bring in what I've already done so that um, then I can
Yeah.
just, any new ones, I can start doing them in Google Docs?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
do you use Dropbox? or OneDrive?
No,
So everything is saved to your hard drive.
right now. It is.
Okay.
It's not good.
So how you could, so let me see if I can say this correctly here. So how you can do this without recreating them into a Google Doc is by opening up a, sorry, Roxy, you're fine, my dog. That you create a OneDrive folder or account, and you move all of these from your hard drive on your computer into that OneDrive. And then from that OneDrive, it becomes somewhat similar to the Google Drive, where you can put that link to that document into the Trello card
Mhm.
that he then can access because it's now cloud-based, not hard drive based.
Or if
Okay.
could you use a Mac, right? An Apple computer?
Mhm, mhm.
Then I'm not sure if they have a cloud system that you would
Yeah,
maybe
iCloud,
have
iCloud,
access
I
to.
guess, right?
You could move them to there.
Yeah.
That would work the
Right
same.
now, I've been getting messages that my Dropbox is full because that's something I haven't sorted out yet. I think I'm still connected to other people's Dropboxes that they have shared
Oh,
with me, and I wonder if that's clogging up my space or how I don't know how to clear up my space.
Yeah, you'd have to just delete things,
mhm.
unfortunately.
I
Yeah.
can hop on with you after and take a look and help you if you want.
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it right after this because
Whenever
I've got
you're
to go
free.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
go and do an errand. But at some point, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry for taking up the
sure.
time.
Yeah. No,
So
but to your point then, Cindy, right? So then your steps would be the cell sheets draft would be your first list. And then when you get the draft done, they get moved to the next list, which would be cell sheets ready for review. And that would be your husband's point to come in, whatever items are in that list for him to review. When he's done reviewing, he moves that to the third list, which is cell sheets final.
what happened? I just created that and said cell sheet
It's
for review. Where did it go?
it's probably to the right if you
You might have to enlarge your screen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, or it didn't, maybe it didn't just save. Maybe you kind of clicked out of it before it saved.
Mhm.
Like, do I type the name and then I click add lists, right?
Yes.
So cell sheets for review and then
Mhm.
add list.
Mhm.
Okay. I
There
see
you
it just
go.
disappeared again. Did you see
Hmm.
what happened there?
I
What it
did.
came and then it left.
Oh, there they
Oh,
are.
there they are.
Oh, oh.
Yeah.
So so now this one I can delete this because now there are two of
Actually,
them.
you can just go
Yes.
and change the name.
Archive.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can change it.
So the name would be
Cell sheet.
Completed cell sheets.
okay. So it just changed. All right. And then okay. So basically when I'm putting the name of a product on, oh, this says cell sheets draft. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, the name, each individual product would be its own card,
Yep.
Yes.
or would it be a
Or,
checklist?
it would be a card.
Mhm.
So that way you could move it. You could just click and drag it to the review
So I would be
list.
just kind of having this as right now, having it as the name of the card, and then I have all the name of the product, and then I have all of the sheets somewhere in my computer. Is OneDrive free, by the way, or is it a paid thing?
I
Well,
have,
it's free for
yeah,
me.
I'm not sure. I have a subscription. Mine is included with my Microsoft Office subscription, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
That's why I'm not sure either.
I have Office for Windows. Or sorry, Windows for Mac.
You might.
Uh,
You might want to check your account, your
Yeah,
Microsoft account, and see if there's there.
okay.
Thank you for coming, Sherry.
Thanks for coming, Sherry. Reach out if you have any other questions. You can reach out to Nicole directly, especially for
Mhm.
Trello.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so so within so this individual products is a card, right?
Yes.
But then how do I, so
Yep.
why did it just do that? Is it sort of assuming that
You're going to add another
We'll make
product.
another.
how do I, so I edit this and then I would,
You would like, yeah. So go in and open the card.
So you could attach a link if you use a cloud or attach the file. You could just attach the Word document if you want. And then he could make any changes and then reattach it.
so under, so if I have notes, like, let's just say I want him to look at a specific section, where would I put something like that? Like for this product?
So for a particular product, you could
And
put it in the description.
like I specifically want to say, look at this section, it needs work or something like that.
You can put it in the description area. Those could be notes for you.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. And yeah. And then when I want to move it to somewhere else, I would click here and then
Mhm.
I would but select destination. It's not giving me one of the other boards as a
Hmm.
destination, is it?
What you could do if you close the card,
How do I do that?
click the X on the top right.
Oh, okay.
You can click on it and drag it to the next
Oh, all right.
list.
All right. Okay. Yep, got it. Except so it seems to have just copied it.
No, I think you did it twice.
Oh, okay.
So you could title each one with a different wine that you'd have the product.
So I've just saved that and now, so that means I
Mhm.
move this there. Okay, good, thanks. Okay. Okay. And if I want to open this, where do I do that again?
Click on individual product. There you go.
All right. And then I could add him as a member,
Yes,
but then he would have to set up
a
his own
free
account.
account, a free account.
Yeah. I could share, like if he does that, then basically, couldn't I just share my board with him? Like you
Yes,
did?
exactly. Invite
Mhm.
him to the board and then he can see all the progress, look
Mm.
at any of the things you're working on or it's already been completed.
Okay, okay, great. Great. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
So we've got about 5 more minutes. Maria, do you have any questions?
I'm good for right now.
You're good for right
It
now?
was nice to meet you finally.
I
Yeah, I
know.
Been a
Having
while.
faces to names in real
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay. Any last minute things you guys have questions for, or you want Nicole to go over?
I can't think of any myself. I think I've got to play with it. And when you said, Nicole, you're going to share what was it going to, you were sharing your meal planning board?
The Busy Mama's homemaking plan.
So when
So
you
that way,
share it, like, then do we copy it?
yes, actually, I
into-
should have shown you that. Let me show you quickly. Here, copy board.
Mhm.
Let's make an identical version, so that you could make changes on your own.
Besides share,
And then,
copy,
mhm.
copy board. Okay.
But
So
maybe Nicole, when you send the link out to like the email out to everybody, you can maybe put the steps in on what to do to make it their own copy or something.
Yes, I sure will.
Okay,
great, thank you so much.
Sure.
good. This is awesome. I
You're just
learned a
not
lot.
getting me organized yet.
Yes.
Wait till I tell my mom.
This is only the illusion of me being organized.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too, Cindy. And it's
Okay.
nice to see you, Maria. So,
Yeah.
okay, so then we will, if we're good, then we'll kind of come to a close. Thank you, Nicole, very much for doing this. It was really helpful. I know
Sure.
the other girls that were here got a lot out of it, and I know I did. Like as much as I've been using it, I still learn things, which is good, right? And that's part of the goal.
I'm happy to know that I can have a widget now. Thank you, Maria.
I'm still not quite sure about what a widget is, but that doesn't have to happen now.
Yeah.
Learning all of it.
So,
Yeah.
all right, great. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day,
You
and we
too.
will see you later. Thanks.
Thank you
Okay,
guys for
bye-bye.
coming.
Bye.
Bye.